Hey family, it's me again, the V. All right. I'm about to read the Just for Today. This is my Just for Today, right? And today is March 22nd, 2020. We're on lockdown, okay? Can't go nowhere, man, because of this coronavirus, but I'm not sweating that. I got my coat on because I just came from outside, right? All right, March 22nd says, in our addiction, we were dependent upon people, places, and things. We looked to them to support us and supply the things we found lacking in ourselves. Basic text, page 67. In the animal kingdom, there is a creature that thrives on others. It is called a leech. It attaches itself to people and takes what it needs. When one victim brushes the leech off, it simply goes to the next. In our active addiction, we behave similarly. We drained our families, our friends, and our communities. Consciously or unconsciously, we sought to get something for nothing from virtually everyone we encountered. When we saw the basket passed at our first meeting, we may have thought, self-support? Now, what kind of an odd notion is this? As we watched, we noticed something. These self-supporting addicts were free. By paying their own way, they had earned the privilege of making their own decisions. By applying the principles of self-support in our personal lives, we gain for ourselves the same kind of freedom. No longer does anyone have the right to tell us where to live because we pay our own rent. We can eat where or drive whatever we choose because we provide it for ourselves. Unlike the leech, we don't have to depend on others for our sustenance. The more responsibility we assume, the more freedom we'll gain. Just for today, there are no limits to the freedom I can earn by supporting myself. I will accept personal responsibility and pay my own way. Now, I've been trying to do that to the best of my ability, man, for almost 26 years now, right? And I know I'm not completely independent and totally self-sufficient because I depend on other people, man. I depend on God for life and the power and energy and all of that there, the supreme being, right? And, but I know what a leech is like, right? Because there's still some of us that's preying on other people, all right? We use our gifts and our talents that God gives us to manipulate others into doing what we want them to do, right? And sucking up their energy. You know what I'm saying? Draining their life force like Dracula and shit. Word up, right? I'm kind of a different kind of guy, as you can see. I'm trying to surrender to the best of my ability, man, because I'm a nonconformist, right? I'm an iconoclast. The iconoclast is somebody that run around and smash idols and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing it, man, in a holy way. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of books around me, right? I look to literature for inspiration and motivation and things like that, man, because, it does that for me, right? And, one piece of literature I was going to present or read from today was King, Warrior, Magician, and Lover by a guy named Robert Moore and Douglas Gillette, right? It's two guys. Anyway, but I believe in the work of Carl Jung when he talks about, man, that there are programs that we run on as human beings. We have instincts just like animals, right? Except they're a little bit more complex and higher, right? It's just like a prophet or a saint or something like that. That's hardwired in us as human beings, just like the warrior, or the king. All of that stuff is hardwired in us, man. It's like each and every one of us can access those potentialities, right? Because they're there, all right? It's all hardwired in our DNA, right? And it's more than just physical, because the mind is not just the brain. Like a lot of materialists or people who just think of things, as far as the eye can see or whatever. All right, that this is the limits of our being. I don't believe that, man. I believe that, like my man, what's his name, Doctor. I forget his name. Anyhow, right? He said, "I'm not a body with I can't even remember exactly how to put it, but it's like I'm not a soul with a body, or somebody who but I'm not a body with a soul, right? Like I'm a soul, or I'm a spiritual being. This is the word. I'm a spiritual being having a physical experience, right? All right, because I'm not limited to this physical body. Like straight up, like if you read the Bible and all of that, there it tell you that the body is the temple of the true and the living God, man. Like word. Like this is just a temporary assignment. It ain't a permanent thing, so I don't get it twisted. That's why I'm not shook by the whole idea of dying and the coronavirus and all of that there. And I do believe, listen, I believe in capital punishment. I believe in killing, all right? That some people need to die, okay? Word up, all right? And I believe, that I shouldn't be terrified by that. Like I seen dudes getting their heads cut off and stuff. Like my wife thinks I'm a little crazy because I watch stuff like that, right? Like soldiers, man, warriors, right? When they go out in the battle, they get captured, man. You see what ISIS did to some folks? Put them down, cut their head off, right? Like I imagine myself being there with my hands behind my back and like, oh, well, go ahead, saw off, you know what I'm saying? And that's the way you got to be, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to bring the heat, man, you got to be able to take the heat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where real strength and faith comes from. It's like it's something that like you walk it and you talk it and then you live it, man. Look, think about, the what do you call it? Navy SEALs and stuff like that. That's the attitude that they got, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta have. All right, because your lifespan ain't too long if you're, on the front lines and you're, that type of guy. You understand? You ain't looking to live forever. All right? And I'm sure, like, you go out there, you're going to put in work, right? So, I say all that, man, to say this, man. Don't be shook by everything that's going on, man. God's will is God's will. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are some of the things that we got to have acceptance around, all right? I try my best every day, man, to just be of service, man, and have like a servant's heart, man, and to do the next right thing. Get up, go to work, man, take care of my family, pay my rent, man, and, just don't use no matter what, man. I try my best not to use people, places, things, drugs, or anything like that, right? I try to love to the best of my ability. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's all I hope to do, man. And hopefully, you find, my message inspiring, and I hope, it's not like depressing, and it's uplifting and empowering, all right? Peace and love.